For over a decade, I worked on building up my portfolio, which I regarded as strictly input only. Then, in early 2025, I lost my job. Over the next several months, as I was looking for another one, I began considering the possibility that employment might actually be optional, even though this meant changing the way I looked at my portfolio, which had been previously strictly off limits. Let's go back to 2024. I am a professional web software developer, and I am working for the company that I have been at for over a decade. My paycheck is deposited into my checking account and my bills are paid, and all of it's set up to happen automatically. All I have to do is keep an eye on the balance and make sure I don't overspend. I'm also building up my portfolio, but I have no plans for retirement. There's no target date and there's no target balance. After all, I got off to a late start in saving for retirement. So as far as I'm concerned, the longer I work and the more I save, the better. In early 2025, my focus was on finding another job. But as the months went by and I began to look more closely at my situation, I began to wonder if I really needed another paycheck after all. Of course, the idea of taking money out of my portfolio, which I had always regarded as sacrosanct, seemed wrong, irresponsible even. What reconciled me to this was the reflection that, after all, the purpose of this money was to fund the latter part of my life, and when was that to begin, if not now? Rather than simply transfer funds from my portfolio into my checking account as needed, I decided to set up a system. I looked at roughly what was going into my checking account while I was working and came up with a round estimate. About $4,800 per month should cover my lifestyle. So I set it up so that $2,400 would go from my portfolio into my checking account twice a month, on the 1st and the 15th. My system is set up to work as far as possible without my intervention. The main thing I have to do now that I didn't have to do before is monitor my portfolio settlement fund and make sure that it remains within the range that I am experimenting with, which is $25,000 to $35,000. Some may wonder about the 4% rule. I'm aware of it, of course, but I don't know that it really applies in my case. For one thing, I am expecting to take Social Security in the next several years, and that will change the burden on my portfolio. My strategy is necessarily experimental, and I will make adjustments as circumstances indicate. For more than a decade, my focus was on building a portfolio. This year, I'm learning the process of living from it. Thanks for watching.